Welcome back to Let's Play Regalia of Men and Monarchs. Last time, we reached the maximum ranks of personal bonds with the characters I really needed them for, Diego, Griffith, and Levant. And this time, to better prepare for war, we need to head out and gather some resources, which means we need to go clear dungeons. Because we need resources to make our purple weapons. I really shouldn't have brought Levant along because he's still on a green tier weapon. But, hey. Right, so we've cleared all the dungeons that are one space away. There's one battle there that's 2 spaces away. I don't want to deal with that crap. So, let's go to Cape Tinka. Once a hotly contested living space by the Sea of Armel, it has long since turned into a quiet haven for the seagulls. Aww. Cadena Promontory. Some kind of vibrant sludge appears to be building here. Defeat 2 deep frogs. All deployed must survive. Your first party do damage. Deep frogs do 300 damage, have 3,000 health. Lots of fire and ice resist, no physical or thunder resist, no movement. Very low init, very low accuracy. Caustic goo deals 110% of base damage as ice to all targets, pushes them back to tiles, and applies sundered. Awkward gaze, 65% of base damage is to ice to target enemy. Applies jinx for 2 turns. Alright, so let's put Theo there. Levant there. K back here, and Griffith up here. Because he can dynamic entry and then start moving over there. Also, there are some Nikor warriors here. Wet Slap and Kelpie Kick, they're exactly the same. Oh, they don't actually stun with their second ability. Okay.
Leave this to me.
Empower everyone. And start navigating around. Okay, so much for dynamic entry.
Let us strike.
I'm gonna delay Griffith's turn. You come over here and Dreadlance.
At your side. I'm Arch.
Let's see, move here, push you back a bunch, and then move you out of the way.
At your side.
Move 2. Dynamic entry.
Do not falter.
And Crescent Strike. Knock them back. There's no hurry here. And taking these guys out fast as I can will be pretty nice. Oh, eh.
For great justice.
Pinpoint Strike. Inflict Blind. Oh, but I can't Dark Harvest because of the Jinx. Dang. Holy Nova. That is a very bad noise.
At your side. For honor. Push them back. For great justice. Do not falter. No quarter.
Something wicked this way comes. Leave this to me.
For great justice.
Did they just have someone do a friggin' Donald Duck impression?
No quarter.
To get that voice clip.
Here we go.
Yeah, let's delay. Honestly, I'm just gonna give him shields.
Right now.
At your side.
Yes, my friend. Monster Mash! Leave this to me.
For great justice.
Alright, finish him off. And get moving over here.
Mark, mark.
Move into Griffith's line of sight, or relative. Oh, wait.
Monster Mash!
Never mind, you're just gonna die.
Children,
I was overthinking
I
that.
feel so alive.
Cavalryman. Yeah, I think I'm gonna make Levant's purple weapon next. Next is Justice. That's how you make it right. Your party wanders into the proverbial Nowheresville, one of many lonesome remote villages, an unnamed collection of shacks and souls. As you stride into the village square, you're greeted by a rather impressive crowd. You can tell the moods are rather tense. One of the men, recognizing you as their king from one of the many letters sent around by your sisters, approaches you for help. Apparently there's been a murder in the village, and the townsfolk turn to you for judgment. As the king, it is indeed within your right to pass sentences on subjects. Murder? Tell me more. They take you before a man no older than 35, his face conveying the impression of someone who's tired of having to constantly fight and plead for his own salvation, not out of arrogance, but fatigue. He doesn't acknowledge you in any way. This man is likely the suspect if the stalks around his limbs weren't enough to clue you in. Who is this man? Wayland the blacksmith, father of 3, married. Well, your guide hesitates. Sort of. Not anymore. What do you mean? He killed his own wife, an old elderly woman shrieks from the crowd, prompting them to go into an agitated outburst. As they calm down, your guide clears his throat and continues. Yes, that's true. He killed his wife, Sir Lorne. That's a big thing, right? Murder? I mean. And what proof do you have that he killed his wife? He briefly gnashes his teeth, taking a sneaky glance at the gathered townsfolk, like a blade of grass afraid of the stampede. See, that's the thing. He confessed. He wants to be punished. That's not something out of the usual playbook, you know? Kinda? We don't know what to do with him. Let me talk to him first. You walk up to the incarcerated convict in hopes of getting some answers. He raises his head to look at you, his face reminiscent of a dull gray tapestry, but otherwise he says nothing. I don't believe you did it. I did it, he gurgles out, startling you and the rest of the crowd. And gods know I do it. Do what you have to do. I think he may be lying. He doesn't answer. You give him some time to build a coherent response. However, that never happens. Instead, he utters a name. Matilda. He pauses and you can see the barely contained anger that is now gripping his heart. Seething and heaving, the man lowers his gaze again. She was cheating on me. His angry grunts turning to uncontrollable sobs. All of my work. She wanted to take over the smithy and live there with that man. That man. He pauses again, his anger now reined in by anguish, his body deflating rapidly like a balloon. How do you know she was cheating on you? The convict sharply jerks his head back to look at you, all the while contorting his body in weird, uncomfortable angles. I saw them do it. I walked in on them. I heard everything. Everything. He begins sobbing. Matilda, my Matilda, why would you do that to me? I thought... Oh, Matilda. Who was your wife with? He doesn't answer. You have no reason to keep quiet. Who was it? The convict remains as silent as the grave, his gaze trailing the cobblestone below your feet. It's hard to say what's going on in his head right now. Is he stalling? Contemplating? Grieving? Either way, the silence continues. Sir? Your guide looks at you anxiously. I don't think you'll get anything more out of him for now. How am I supposed to make a decision? He barely told me anything. I don't think he's entirely, there, sir. Not much anyone would do with him. Could do with him. Sometimes you have to do it with what you have, right? We'll respect your decision. He looks at the crowd, clearly unconvinced himself. Or, well, I hope most of us will. Let's proceed then. Word that a member of House Lorne will be passing the sentence spreads fast. Before you know it, in the short span of time that it takes for you to collect your thoughts, the crowd doubles in volume. At this point, you think the entire village may be gathered in attendance. You ascend the stairs to a small wooden podium. You look around for a moment, your figure now a focus for all the stares around you. The tense, the curious, the vindictive. Everyone is looking at you intently. The time has come to pass judgment. Exile him. You choose to exile the man far beyond the familiar confines of his village. While the crowd is visibly upset, they nevertheless let the man leave in relative peace. One way or the other, sometime, somewhere, he will face judgment. And rep points that don't matter. And the cold fathoms. Depending on whom you ask, the Nikor may or may not be nesting beneath the surface. Survive for 10 turns, win the battle in 6 turns, and win with 6 or fewer combatants. Okay. So I definitely need Theo for his movement to get over there and stop the spawning as soon as he can. Diego to deal with that. Alice to deal with the crowds. And Griffith for tanking reasons. It's weird to not have Kay, but...
At your side.
Alright. I can shoot a tar shot to get some early damage.
Let it flow.
Sure.
While you're going, you may as well blind those two. Oh, you're a shaman. I don't like you. No, I would have liked to be pushed, but okay.
For great justice.
Pinpoint strike.
Incoming.
Quick shot for overconfidence.
Let it flow.
Inferno right there. Followed by a blitz and a firefly.
Heat of the moment.
It was the heat of the moment. Use that to get yourself empowered.
Blood! Is that okay?
Let us strike. No quarter.
Get over there to get ready to deal with him.
Here's a little something.
Quick shot.
The heat is on. Let it flow.
Let's get spooky.
And then,
Slug your
yeah, just go to kill the shaman. I need you to stay over there to deal with that warrior.
The time is now.
Sunder.
Let's get this over with.
Crap. Cooldowns.
Flame on.
Let's bring Gara in. Make sure I don't hurt Griffith.
Hark, hark.
Really?
The time is now.
Dynamic entry to finish and get fleet.
Do I have to?
Let's get dangerous.
Sure.
Someone's gotta draw the line.
Drudge Lance. You move up here and start dealing damage.
Let us strike.
I'm here.
I shouldn't have... You know what?
I'm not the best shot. A shot to the heart. And you're do me a favor. Stand still. I'm a man, not a disco ball.
Let's get dangerous. Explosion!
Sunforged Aegis for Levant. Oh, that is an upgrade for him at least. Now I'll have to actually think about who gets a purple. Let's see. Levant. 10 Fizz, 10 Neg, 15 Dam. Oh! Oh, that is your masterwork weapon. Never mind. Boom. I didn't even have to make it. But I'm not gonna worry about reviving him, and I don't need relationship points. But the conversations are cool.
The Codex does not support this course of action.
Alack, I cannot condone such actions.
Excuse me?
No rest for the wicked.
You recklessly toy with force beyond your ken, and you show no restraint while doing so. Worse, you completely indulge in this act. You think yourself a prodigy, but you have not mastered your power. It mastered you.
Now I'm pissed.
You are Lord Amarian, all right. Such a high and mighty son of a gun.
I would advise caution with your insults, mageling. The sun giveth, and the sun taketh away.
Your god gave me nothing, so hold your horses there, chief. Can't we all just get
No
along?
way.
Sure we can. I can. You can. Can he? I doubt it.
You yap and yap, but wit is no substitute for wisdom. Utterly pointless.
Look, I'm sure there's some kind of arcane reason why you haven't dumped the talking trash can yet, but I just can't see it. Oh, and we hit level 15. Cool. Alright, let's save. And head out. Because we've got the upper path to deal with now. Blatancy. We're sorry. We're so sorry. Oh no. A jolly fat man, dressed in yellow, hails you from his caravan. Despite your silent protests, he clearly wants to partake in human interaction with you. Introducing himself as Bede, the man offers you the opportunity to purchase an item from his magic random chance bags, whatever that is, for the measly fee of 600 dialak. This is oddly familiar, not in a good way. What is your decision? Yeah, sure. You reach into the bag and draw a hamster. Before you get a chance to complain, you notice that Bede has somehow fled effortlessly with your money. Curses! What a terrible rip-off. This isn't even funny. You sigh and press onward, vowing never to trust a merchant with overpriced random stock. Goo the hamster. Squeak. Hey, that was clearly a very good deal. We got a friggin' hamster. And I mean, come on, we got $3 grand. Cellophane Reef. Ominous silence lingers above this vast stretch of shoreline. Yeah, that was pretty ham-fisted. That was as advertised. Defeat all enemies? Alright. Ooh. So I'm going to want Signy here. Actually, Theo can move right in through there, and then in through there. I think I want Kay for support. Griffith to go down and deal with those guys. Diego to go up and deal with those guys.
Leave this to me.
Oh. Or stunning could happen.
The time is now.
Do I have to?
Here we go.
Like, seriously, that entire encounter was, ha ha, we're not late to the loot box joke train, are we? Ha ha ha.
The time is now.
Like, it doesn't matter if the sentiment is true. It's just lacking in cleverness. Actually, I go ahead and dynamic it.
What do you need?
Finish off your stacks, and I just go up there. Ah, perfect.
Suck your blood. Here we go. Is that okay? Right at you.
Wah. Wah.
At your side.
Ooh. Taunt you.
Have to.
Monster mash. Leave this to me. Take this.
Okay, so Griffith is in actually a pretty good situation right there.
Let us strike.
Because he can Crescent Strike,
Do not falter.
and then go into Pinpoint Striking, and end with a finishing... Okay, just keep Pinpoint Striking.
Push them back.
I misunderstood how many points I needed to spend.
friend.
Do that.
Here we go. Right at you.
Alright, if I position Diego down there, which isn't gonna happen because he's gonna die.
Let us strike. For honor, victory for House Lauren.
Actually, you might die. Oh, you're gonna...
Favor, stand still. Didn't even have to beg.
Don't tell me what you mean by that, Diego. Ooh! Killed with Dark Harvest.
Leave this to me.
I was not expecting that much damage.
Right at you.
Let us strike. No!
Yes, my friend. Wicked!
Oh, I silenced it. I was like, wait, what effect did I put it on it? Yeah, you go in there for safety.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Take this.
For great justice.
And finish you.
Skillful.
Here we go.
Like, if nothing else, and I mean literally if nothing else, Theo has pretty good kiting ability.
Let us strike.
Alright, finish you. And move over here.
Take this.
I feel like Kay should run.
For great justice.
And then you can come in here and Crescent Strike again. Rack up loads of shields. Theo kills. We can move over here to help deal with Griffith's issues. Inspire to give Griffith an attack buff on top of his ability to debuff their defenses.
The time is now. No one.
Alright, if you go there... Yeah. Flick blind on all of them. K can come in and inflict weakened, which makes him pretty safe. Griffith is surprisingly also safe. Let's have you move back. No. Ooh, hit you? Move back. Theo can move in here. Dark Harvest.
You're not my blood type anyway.
Okay, there we go.
Good night and good luck.
Pallid King's Antlers for Diego. 7 dodge, 4 pen, 25 damage. That's... Is that the one I made? No, he has the Ashwood Warbow, which is 4 pen, 4 in it. Oh, man. Oh, that's 10% more damage. He caps at 603. My soul to take. Are you afraid of the dark? A scream along the trail alerts you to the presence of a panicked mob of peasants running in your general direction. Something has clearly startled them. Grab one of them as they pass and ask what's up. Monster, sir, he explains in a breathy voice. There's a monster holed up in the old cavern. We were just minding our own business in the fields, and living in peace, so we tried to do something about it, but it pounced on us and chased us away. What sort of monster are we talking about here? Well, he looks sideways, clearly avoiding eye contact, skipping from one leg to the other in an embarrassed manner. Truth be told, he didn't really pounce at us, so we kinda don't know, but it's dangerous, alright? No matter, I'll handle it. Following the directions given by thankful peasants, you reach the dreaded cave. A pall of sickly green mist shrouds the entrance. What lies beyond is anyone's guess. Enter the cave. The cave expands in a logical, orderly fashion, with man's hand clearly visible. The presence of tunnels props suggest it was a mine once. Deeper yet, everything remains still and cloaked in silence, disturbed only by the faint murmur of dripping water. Further along the shaft, you begin to hear a strange sound. A long, monotonous wail, steadily growing in audibility. Its source is likely nearby. Investigate. As the wail continues gaining volume, you cannot help but feel there is something fundamentally odd about it. It may be just you, but it's almost like someone is trying way too hard to sound scary. And failing. Almost as if in reply to these thoughts, random rocks begin to lift in the air and shake menacingly. Really? The wail deepens and morphs grotesquely into a lambasting, off-key outburst of cacophony. Go away! Go away! Ooh. Now that's just obnoxious. Wrapped in ribbons of silvery smoke, a spectral silhouette comes into existence right before your eyes. A frail-looking apparition of a boy stares at you. Come on, you're not afraid? Why aren't you afraid? Who or what are you? The ghostly image blinks. Me? My name is... He pauses, eyes narrowed in some kind of an inner struggle. Finally, he quizzically tilts his head. I'm sorry, mister. I can't remember my name. Why can't I remember my name? You can't remember your name? The image dims for a split second. When the boy speaks again, the voice chimes with quiet frustration. That's bad, isn't it? But I'm sure I had one. If I could only recall. I need to, but I can't. But why do you need to remember? He said it would help. That I would be... free? I want to be free. It's dull and dark here. People visit, but they don't understand. Don't come back. A phantom cloud briefly twists his face. All a blur. The scare, the fun, the name. Just shadows. His voice inexplicably lowers, now bleak and distorted like a low, droning hum of the grave. No substance. No existence. He? A preacher from the land of the sun. He pauses and ponders. I think they wanted him to talk to me, help me, kill me? I didn't mind. He was a good man. He smiles sadly. But he's not here anymore. They all go away. So if you were to remember your name, you would be free. You'd be able to rest peacefully. He stares at you, unblinking. Eventually he nods resolutely. Yes, I think he was right. He said that to name is to master, and to master is to know beginnings and ends. His voice distorts creepily as he speaks, fluctuating excitedly in octaves. I need an end. I need closure. I'll help, but how do we even accomplish that? He keeps staring at you cluelessly. Apparently, he doesn't know either. There's obviously something linking your spirit to these mines. Let me look around. The main shaft twists and turns, splitting into countless passageways. Go west. You continue west. The sound of dripping water, a barely noticeable hum in the background, seems to intensify. Go west. You continue west. After a while, you reach a minuscule opening within the rock wall. Water trickles lazily through, having long since formed a small puddle on the cavernous floor. There doesn't seem to be anything of interest here, and no way to continue. Go east. You continue east. Somehow, this section appears older than the rest. Perhaps once before this passageway was made, this was another way into the mines. Go east. You continue east. Though the way forward is sealed, you step on something leathery and jingly. You reach down and find a small sack of gold. Grab the bag and go back. West and east. Massive pile of rubble blocks the way. East, then west. You continue west. This section appears highly unstable and unrefined. While fumbling and staggering on sinking terrain, you manage to spot a jumbled heap of bones down below. Human bones. Carefully descend into the pit. With great care, you manage to descend safely into the pit. Wrapped in bluish rags lies a miserable pile of bones. Not a pretty sight. Investigate the scene. Depressing skeletal remains aside, two things stand out to you. The tattered blue uniform of the deceased, and a small satchel underneath his left arm. Examine the clothes. The simple, dingy outfit hasn't endured the passage of time, and appears ready to collapse with but a touch. Its size and cheap, semi-formal style seems to indicate it used to serve as a student uniform of some kind. A name is sewn on the lapel. Gavin. Let's examine the stuff a bit more. Examine the satchel. While the satchel itself is largely unassuming, its contents are not. Inside, you find what looks like a leather-bound journal. Though horribly mangled in the present, judging from what you can glean from its remaining pages, it is obvious someone used to care a great deal once. Read the first surviving entry. Day 3. We're here. This is going to be so great. To be honest, the instructor warned us about these mines, said they were off limits and dangerous. But that's the awesome part, right? Nobody will say that Gavin, Bevan, and Bree are afraid. Besides, it's only for a couple of hours. Nobody at the camp will notice anything. Day 4. Stuck, I'm stuck. The floor collapsed and now I'm here at the bottom of this hole. Good thing the guys managed to avoid falling down. Gavin even threw me his jacket so that I wouldn't get cold. But it's dark and smelly here. I hope the guys will bring someone soon. Day 8. Nobody came. Gavin left me. Bree left me. Why did they leave me here? Mom? Dad? It's so dark. I'm hungry. I'm scared. I want to go home. Bevan. The name is Bevan. Examine the skeleton. You're by no means an expert on all things gruesome, but you feel like you can make several reasonable guesses about this poor chap. Young age, no sign of physical trauma, no visible deterioration. It appears highly unlikely that it was the fall that killed him. I have enough information. Go back to the ghost. I think I know your answer, Spirit. My name, he whispers, and the whisper trails off unnaturally, as if carried away by some unseen pathways. His spectral eyes, previously windows to pale shadows of emotion, now glow with pure excitement. Please tell me, what is my name? Bevan. Bevan? Bevan. Bevan. He seems to savor the name, pondering, tasting, digesting. And then his features sharpen and clean, brightening with a happy smile. Bevan, yes, that's me. I died here because I went away from the camp. I didn't listen. He shakes his head and listens to laugh, and begins to laugh heartily. But it was long ago, wasn't it? Now I'm free to go, free to rest. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. A pulse of warmth overcomes you, and you black out for a moment. When you come to, the boy is nowhere to be found. What's more, as odd as it sounds, the world feels better somehow, and you can't help but crack a smile. He's left behind the whispering scarf, 7% ice resistant. Make no mistake, the dead are not silent. Dungeon complete! And back to Regalia. So I think, obviously, I'm going to want to look at Kay's purple weapons on a day where he's available. Let's go hang out with Winter for the time being.
What's up?
Always happy to see you, Kay. What's up? Alright, let's rock. What? What the heck? Where is this? Would you just tell me why we're here? You'll see. Now, where was it? Ah, there. See, I was taking a stroll here so long ago, and I was thinking about how the guys back home were missing a player for their bridge nights, and then, let's just say I have a very special someone to introduce to you. No peeking. It's going to be a rock, isn't it? There it is. Aha! Well, what do you think? You squint hard, but it's almost certainly still a huge chunk of granite.
I like that.
It's cute.
Rock solid.
I'm glad you like him. I'd even say I really dig it. So yeah, you don't have to be shy. Hug him. Aw, new buddy for my guys back home. This day couldn't get any better. Oh wait, it totally could. We're in a cave.
Okay.
We are in a cave, yes. Well, great. Nothing bonds people like some field work, right? Let's go look for more rocks together. Sure, why not? Up and away then. Let's rock. And so, barraged by avalanches of puns, you spend the day digging with Winter. She's just so bubbly. You can't not love her. Ba-ba-bum, ba-ba-bum.
Say hello, Heinrich.
Alright. Well, let me make sure. Kay has a fine weapon. 5 dodge, 4 pen, 15 damage.
Say hello, Heinrich.
The upgrade would be Silver Flame. 7 dodge, 4 pen. Yeah. Sure. Oh man, I have enough for like 3 more. Nice. Okay. Let's look at Alice's. Does she already have the Spell Weaver? Hang on. Alright, so I want to make the Spell Weaver for 10 fire pen, 25 damage, and 120 shields per activation. Certainty, 7% dodge, 4% physical pen, 25 damage. Okay, so he already has a masterwork weapon, I think. So... not really using Esther. Probably way too large to carry on your hip. Let's see, his other option is Song of Autumn. Nah. Okay, let's entertain Signy's. Nazutara. Alright, I think I'm actually good on weapons then. Because Kay has Silver Flame. Alice has Spellweaver. Griffith has Certainty. Levant has the Sunforged Aegis. Signy has Paws of the World Wolf. Theo has a Back Scratcher. Yeah, that's it for the characters I'm using. We've got 21 more days, so... and next time on Let's Play Regalia of Men and Monarchs, I can't think of a better use for our days than going on another dungeon run. Because, I mean, really... Well, no. I need to upgrade Winter's home. Because trinkets could be very handy. So that is 17 gemstones, 7 glimmer, 54 components. You know what? I'll worry about that next time on Let's Play Regalia of Men and Monarchs. Yeah. I'd really like the ability to make the masterwork trinkets, because those could be super handy. See you guys then.